Hello to everyone out there. We are officially playing Citizen Sleeper here on Game Pass. It is available now on Game Pass. It came out May 5th, so if you have not had the chance to play it, I recommend you do. We're gonna go check it out right now. So let's get into it, shall we? Hold on. Here we go. We're gonna start a new game. Just go through. Oh, we got different characters to choose from. And since this is the thumbnail for this video, we're gonna choose this one. I think that'll be fine. so to speak. Let's see here. Now. The first thing you must become aware of on walking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible. What? Who pronounced a word like that? Imperceptible, but always present. That is not a word that I have ever seen before. The first thing you become aware of on walking is the disconnect. Okay, wait, oh. They read it up here again. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. We can think of that body or we can forget that body. Think about that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day. The sting of blood welling from a flesh wound. The friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from another. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Wow, that's pretty intense. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. That's written very weird. I think it means like not like the pain that you used to know. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease. A reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan or remember others? We're going to remember the plan. You mostly remember that it was a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, sail yourself into the containers, and then hope the freighter left before you were missed. Interesting. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Wait for the cold or try to rest? I'm going to try to rest. But you are restless. Well, I guess that my whole plan went out the window on that one, huh? It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are duly aware of damage to your legs, your right arm, You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then your body has shut many of its systems down to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. Interesting. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, then softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Oh, here we go. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately carving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges, while a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all thawed yet? I'm gonna say almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have been better perseverance in Sub-Zero. What? New frames must have better perseverance in Sub-Zero vac. Okay. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbolically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation? And I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you are just software. A rogue emulation. Illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms. The cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you no longer know. Wait, what? These are things you know, but not the things you feel. Okay. I don't know why I went there. Okay. You are no longer that person. That's why. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. Asin Arp. I think that's how it's pronounced. Asin Arp. Okay. Asin Arp wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep a hold on you, well, then no one can. Oh, interesting. Okay. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. Cool. Cool. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex. His drones already converging on a rustling Hulk. Plasma flashes, silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay, so here we go. Welcome to Erlen's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Okay, well, let's move around. We can move around a little bit here, but nothing going on here. So, empty container, you're home for now. Let's click in there. We're gonna end cycle. Okay. So how is everybody doing? We doing good today? I hope so. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? What matters is getting answers, figuring out what happened. Oh, shoot, right stick moves it up. It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What S and ARP did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you'll have to learn to survive first. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay, so tutorial: condition, action dice, energy. Condition: your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but you can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. Interesting. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Cool. Alright. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food and currency to buy it. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. Wow, that's a lot. If it becomes empty, you will be starving and your condition will deplete at a double rate per cycle. Holy smokes. That's pretty good. So the first one, the one on the top, you can see up there. Right up there. That it tells us which one is what. So the top one is your condition. The second one's the dice. And the third one is energy. Easy enough. Easy enough. Cryptocurrency, I've got none. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna hit leave. Drago stood in the corridor where when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder. Its catch of sensor eyes rapidly erasing. Erasing? I guess. I don't know. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps, good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We lack these old hulls. Sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we'll pull out some tech, sometimes with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. Cool. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These he pulls out of a handful of small metal bars, air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use to trade out here. Okay, cool. So that it's called cryo. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, I need the help. Happy to. Okay. Pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you are feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Okay. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. We can look at our character here real quick by pressing RB. Nice, look at that. Efficient extractor, I don't know what in the hell. I'm guessing that's where I gotta go. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, select it with the D-pad and A, and then choose an action dice to assign. Okay. Actions reward you with clock progression, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcomes: positive, neutral, and negative. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Negative, the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows: 100% chance for that one that has 6 on it, 50% positive, 100% positive for it. I'm sorry, I'm reading a little fast. If I do 5, it's a 50% chance of positive, 50% chance of neutral. If I get 3 or 4, it's 25% chance positive, 50% chance neutral, but 25% chance negative. And if I get a 1 or 2, it's a 50% chance neutral, 50% chance negative. So there's no crit failures where it's a guarantee negative. That's good to hear. That's very good to hear, actually. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and the skill and modifiers that apply to that action. So, on 1 it says type either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Nice. 2, which is what it is, which is risk. I guess that's really what you're choosing to do. Either safe, risky, or... Oh, I see it. It's here. I get it. Okay. It's either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. Interesting. Okay, so try to stay away from danger. 3, which is, it tells on the other side there. Skill that this action requires. Either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. And number 4 is the modifier. Either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Interesting. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna press this button to do it. And then I'm gonna choose that, I guess. So I get a 100% chance here. Start action. It's not letting me move around. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Interesting. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Okay, so let's go over here. We'll put in a 5 here. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any track drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu with LB. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food and keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you are out of dice. Scroll the station with LS or LT. RT, rotate the camera with RS. Good luck. Alright, cool. So we're gonna start that action. See how good we are. Boom! Got it. Positive outcome. Nice. Let's try this one. We'll start that action, see if we succeed. Positive outcome. Nice. And we'll try this one with the 5 here. And we're getting a +1, so nice little thing there. And we get another positive outcome. We are doing good. So find a doctor and repay Dragos. Okay, and survive, which is the other one. Alright, and then we can rotate the camera around a little bit. The shipyard, we've got Dragos. What does Dragos got to say? You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash around the vast, dark shapes suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent sculptures. Spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. Interesting. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the shipyard. What is it? Draco laughs. Dragos. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. Hell yeah, it is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince other salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern. He shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving. Alright, I've got to stop for a second here. This game thinks that it's being clever by putting in words that we don't know how to pronounce. You don't have to do that, guys. You don't have to put in words that people just can't pronounce right away. Alright, I get it. Maybe you're thinking that you are smarter than you actually are. But you don't have to do that. Because it makes people confused. Right? A calving iceberg. What the hell is a calving iceberg? Actually, you know what? Let me look that up. Let me see. So, give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, so I figured out what calving is. It means that the iceberg is breaking pieces off. So you couldn't just tell me that you were breaking pieces off of an iceberg or a breaking iceberg. You've got to use the word calving. Rant over. It's not a big deal. But it is a big deal to me that you use big words. You can't do that when you're designing games, and you're designing games for people, and you don't have an established IP. Using big words doesn't help anybody. It actually makes it a little worse. Because now I'm confused as to what the hell I'm supposed to actually do. Or what it actually means. I'm sorry. So, anyway. Rant over. Let's get back into the game. Alright. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk. Their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Ooh, dented hull. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside that container, the wreck of the Essen Arp freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was a container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station. You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. It's true. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblemized on its side. Winterlight. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Okay, cool. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Cool. Oh, and I got a little achievement here. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access the character menu with RB. Okay. We got an upgrade point here. Alright, so we can go over here and do this side because this one says one upgrade point at the top. So let's take a look. Let's see. Let's get this one. Chance to gain cryo. Yes, I want that. It's a good idea. Alright, and let's look around. The bright market? Yeah, we can... Oh, I need dice for that. Are you kidding me? now I've got to move this around. This is interesting. Very interesting. It reminds me a lot of a text-based adventure game. So if you're interested in text-based adventure games, this is definitely kind of a cool little take on it. I have to end the cycle here because I don't have any dice to do anything. So we're gonna end the cycle here, get a new roll going, and then we'll get to the next spot. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. We're gonna touch that black liquid because I'm crazy. You find a point in the station and you connect to it. Pulse through it. Follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried away, splitting and separating. Is that eddying, I guess, and gathering? As you do, things occur to you. Things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you, insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. Ooh, interesting. Nice. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it, waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Well, I am starving. So I need to go to the bright market. We're gonna explore the market, and we're gonna use our nice 6 spot here to explore the market. Why would I put something there now? Wait. Street food vendor, there we go. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok. His other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. Good. I'm glad. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, hanging the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it into trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pockets as customers file past the burner, handing over payments. Approach. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to exposed stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes of bright market dives. The words cut through with a heavy spacer slang. Eventually, it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Memphis speaks in a deep, even tone without even looking up. First try is free. Thank him. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility, and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him, like some dream that you once had, but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side, and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time, then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Of course I'll be back. Look at that. We got some food and we are back to feeling good. We also got a doctor here, which is nice. Oh, I gotta use this. Oh my god. You have to move and then use the D-pad for stuff, which is very weird. It's like, I think this game was made for PC because it doesn't feel very good on a controller, I'll be honest with you. So if you're thinking about play on PC. It will definitely help. We can go to Sabine here. Next comes a call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that the doctor was operating out of this place, but now you are here. You aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body, well, you suppress a shiver and shuffle towards the front of the queue, trying to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light flickering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. Okay. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives you full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Come sit, comes a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouths as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed and then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it close to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from the expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, their scanner still to your eye. A few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look... sound familiar? Yes, it sounds familiar. I think I was reading that earlier. Good, that may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Hold on. My damn nose keeps stuffing up in here. Give me 1 second. Alright, we're back. Sabine looks as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Interesting. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive. But I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face draped in the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you could see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Interesting. Okay, so we've got another... We gotta get to know Memphis, study the winter light, survive. Cool. Something here. We can go to Dragos. We can do this, which is we have one that's safe and one that's dangerous. And I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. Can't do anything here. We can do some stuff here. We can come to Dock B2. Come to the shipyard. We can actually do assist a shipbuilder. So this is really kind of like a choose your own adventure kind of deal. When you see these actions, you know, you can choose what you want to do, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's definitely weird. I'm not against this game. I'm really not against this game. It seems kind of fun. Let's go here. You know what? Let's go help Dragos. Might as well. We've got one that's safe. And we can get one right there. And we'll see if that works. We'll see if I get a neutral out of that. A neutral outcome. Nice. Okay. Cool. Cool. And now, instead of doing that, let's... Can we do anything here? We can't. Let's go to Bright Market. Explore the market. I've already explored the market. We need to do this. And let's do this. See if we get a positive. Neutral outcome. But I did lose 6 cryo. Okay. So. Can't do anything here because I don't have any dice. But I did learn something. I did learn a new drive. Build a ship mine. Gain access to the Ort Fabricator. We can get access to Amphis. We can survive. And that's pretty much it. That's all we're at here. Order fungus. No, we'll do that another time. We'll go to the empty container and end cycle. Now that we're finally here, though, we are doing a good job. Against the skeletal ring of the stations fills your mind. It sparks with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crispier than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, catches of shimmering light beneath the transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring through these forms, then leaping off into the void. You begin to understand these are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to parse. But you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid, or a triangle, dimensions are different here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse inside, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. That was really weird to read for a second there. I'm sorry. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There's so much here. So many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then you insist, tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads, pulling in different directions, as if they were tied to you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching even closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A spear, shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. Your eyes open. Time is short. Alright. So we are hungry. The cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful, these networks are old and strange. Press Y to toggle this view. Okay. Let's go get some food. Alright, nice. So we're pretty close to full. Hardware exchange. Nice. What's in the hardware exchange? The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trade can net you a good margin. We can sell components too. Okay, we can input the scrap component and sell it. Nice. Get 12 cryo back, and I get a trusted trader. Nice. Cool. Alright, so let's go in here. Can't do anything here. Can't do anything here, but I want to do this. I want to come down to the shipyard here. And I want to haul materials. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. We're going to put this in here. This should help. Alright, we get +2 to yard hand, +1 to energy. Nice. Alright. You do well, and when their shift is up, a couple hands invite you to share a ration pack and some of their well-worn advice. Nice. Now we're going to choose this one. This one is risky, but I get +1 here. So I'd get 4. So I should be good. I won't get a negative outcome out of this. I'll either get a, what's it called? A regular or a neutral or a positive. So let's try this. I got a negative outcome. The shipbuilders want nothing to do with you, and you are laughed away after you trip over a toolbox and crash into a crate. Oh, that's just great. Okay, well. I guess we'll try. Is there anything safe? Is there anything safe? This one's safe, so at least I could try this. I just get plus yard clearance. It's impossible to understand anything with the ship being salvaged as you look. Dragos gives you a disapproving look. Okay, so we screwed that one up. We're just gonna go here and we're gonna end our cycle. Alright, time to leave. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wake up. Wait up. Oh, wait up. Not wake up, wait up. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Oh wait, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm reading the top part again. Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught up with you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back at the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for all of us? Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? You pass together into the main walkway. Havenage. We are all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry, I'm with systems. Havenage. Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around. But, well, this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then, when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Nice. Okay. He puts you on the back. His voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Cool. Alright, so we've got Homeboy's special thing here. Let's see here. What do we want to do? We're gonna have to come here and get another order of food to get myself back up. Yes, back to full energy, but we're fading. We are definitely fading. What can I do here? Okay, we can go to the shipyard and try this again. But I don't know how successful I'm gonna be doing this again. But it looks like I can assist the shipbuilder here. And that's less dangerous. Let's go to Drago's. I'm gonna do this one because this one's gonna give me, it looks like it's gonna give me cryo as I put it in my 6 plot here. We're gonna definitely get a positive outcome out of this one, so. You work your way into the ship, systematically separating and cutting. Piece by piece, the ship starts to come apart. Nice. Let's try this with the 2. Let's see if we can, get something out of this. Neutral action, nice. Picking through the wreck cutter is slow work, but you start to piece together the impact patterns and blast marks. Nice. All right. So, I'm pretty good here. Let's go in and let's take a look at this. Haven agent. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. Okay? They work like dice action. But in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Well, I don't have that one, so I'm pretty screwed there. Let's see about this one. Again, another 2. I don't have a 2. What about in here? Do I have a 1? I have a 1 here. Let's try this. I get +5 cryo. Nice. And we'll extract the data. Okay, so we get a data key, it looks like. Nice. An encrypted key, a stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglocks. Cool. Alright, we're gonna exit out of here. Let's go here to the low-end gate. Oh, I gotta pay a toll to get past the low-end gate. I don't know if I want to do that yet. We can go here. What are we gonna get here? Nothing interesting. So, we got an ORT exchange. I don't have any components. I don't have anything for that. So, let's just take a look here. We're just waiting. I guess we are just waiting. And we can't do anything there. Really sucks because you can run out of dice pretty quickly. So let's go into here and we're just gonna end the cycle for now and get some more dice. Unfortunately, that's what we have to do. Alright, oh look at that. Nice. We get some pretty nice dice here. And there's something here. We can buy some scrap, or we can unload containers. The freighter crew are eager to get their payload into the ORT exchange, and they're willing to pay a wage to anyone willing to help them. Okay. Interesting. Ooh. And that's gotta be, yep, the engineer. We've got the shipyard here. Alright, so let's go up here. Let's check out. He's ready to go to, what do we got in here? Steel dock plans. Don't know about that. Dragos' yard. Anything here? We can get more salvage, I guess. Ooh, interesting. We have a couple options that I have available to us. Let's go here. Let's get assist the shipbuilder, and we'll use our 5. Yeah, we'll use 5. Because 5 will get us to 6. And 6 will give me a positive. I get 5 cryo and 5 yard hand. You shadow a shipbuilder who is impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He shipped you a tip at the end of the shift. Nice. And we can't, I'm not going to put any dice there. But, let's steal some dock plans. This one's risky, but we'll do it. Oh, nice. Well, that's cool. I actually straight up stole it from him. Okay, so we've got some critical actions and we've unlocked a few things. We've got, what is this? Akita, a standard mercenary. We've got a sealed dock. Ooh, we have the key to unlock this. Nice. We unsealed the dock. Okay, we need one more key though. What about the bar? We can get a drink or we can buy rations. Let's see here. Let's go in here. I want to see. Yes, we can plop this one in there. Bypass and extract the data. And we get some Yatagan data. Okay. As you drift back from the node, something lashes onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste? The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Resist. You struggle against the thread and it tightens in response. A glittering garret. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature, in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you doing? This shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity identified. Origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, S and ARP. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect, you are an entity. All at once. Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste, the one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor's-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force, not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up! You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Oh shit. Well, he found us, so that's interesting. And I am all out of... Ooh. I am all out of the, Oh, I don't want to go there. There we go. I am all out of dice for the day. But, I've been playing for an hour, so... pretty much going to leave it there. Now, if you like this game, it is available on Game Pass. It is a game that you can download on Game Pass. I recommend buying it I recommend getting it on the PC because the Xbox versions, the controls are a little weird. You have to use both the left. You have to use the left stick to move and the D-pad to select things. It's a little weird. It's a little awkward. I know Elden Ring does it, but It takes a little bit of getting used to. It's built more for a PC interface. If you like this game, though, it is available on Game Pass right now. Go ahead and check it out. I recommend everyone check it out, especially fans of old text adventure games. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching so much, and I will see you in the next video. I will see you next time, hopefully tomorrow with another stream.